Cannabis Connection in the house.
420 boys.
For the Extreme Retro Review for ECW. January 30th, 1997. 47 minutes, 36 seconds for your viewing pleasure if you have the coveted, illustrious, and highly elusive tape trader edition of this show. Hot Stuff Hollywood for Extreme Retro Review number 248. Please give us your thoughts and views as well as the time from the WWE Network.
Just real quick, if you're still watching ECW on the tape trader or a download of the tape trader or something like that, please say something in the comments because I would like to see who you people are. With that being said, I have the date from the WWE Network of January 28, 1997. The time was 46 minutes and 59 seconds. It was an enjoyable show until I found out some horrifying news before the food shit record, and that come to find out that this is a go-home show for something.
This will be the go-home show for Crossing the Line Again.
Crossing the line again. When did we cross the line the first time?
February 4th, 1994, when the night the line was crossed.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, God.
Recounted by us in Extreme Retro Review number 49.
You're welcome. And why wouldn't they just name it the night the line was crossed 2? Duh. Or the night the line was crossed 97 or something. What's wrong with these things?
Your thoughts and views of the show as well as the time from the WWE Network.
I said the time, and because I went off a little tangent. But yeah, no, overall, it was a good show. Again, you know what I'm saying? Well, until I found that out, I thought it was a good show. That's basically what I said. And in case you didn't hear me, again, the time was 46 minutes and 59 seconds. And here's the weed.
It also started off differently because on the Tape Trader edition, we start with last week's dominance of the Triple Threat, the Masked Man bringing back Gary to ECW, and Shane Douglas getting beat up. Meanwhile, on the WWE Network...
And for you goofs who think my only contribution to the show is just laugh at Fuji's jokes, I do have my own notes because I am the paragon of professionalism and the pandemic Poonie Poon pulverizer. That's why I am now Sextuple P, and it's perfect that 6 P's, it means six, starts with sex and shit. There we go. It'll say for the Poonie Poo pulverizer part, sex double P. All right. So, so about the WWE Network started off with In Progress, Mikey Whip Rep. My first note was some goof. It turned out to be some jackass named Chris Chetty. Mikey ended up winning. I didn't write down how he won.
Paragon of professionalism.
No, because I thought I could remember and shit, but he countered something and shit and ended up getting the win and shit. I do know that. Hey, at least we had it. At least we had the match and shit. Hey. Because I told you, I have a trope that when matches start in progress, I don't give a fuck. And it's
crack reporting, crying kite.
But at least you know there's more to see on the WWE Network is the ultimate point.
Joey's on location at the CYC Center in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and introduces the World Television Champion, the franchise Shane Douglas. And out comes the entire Triple Threat to include Cut Candido, the Undead Bulldozer, and Real American Badass Brian Lee, and the head cheerleader Francine. Shane takes the mic from Joey Styles. Meanwhile, Francine shoos him out of the camera shots. Shane Douglas then properly introduces the new triple threat and brings back Joey into the shot. He compares a rose to the revelation of who the masked man could be without using names. But we all know that it is ravishing Rick Rude.
Clearly.
The franchise is a smart heel, but still a dumb heel. So having an educated guest is cool for the episodic television show.
Right.
For 14 years, he's been a student of the game. He's fought the best and then some. And there was one man who was tough as nails and kicked ass wherever he went. And I think it's you, Masked Man. Now, I know you don't want me. I know you don't want the gold. And I know you don't want the crew. Because I've seen you go from town to town, laying the ladies out after you beat the boys in the ring. So I already know what you want. The Masked Man wants none other than the head cheerleader Francine. But you can't have her because she's mine. I'm already fighting tonight, so I can't protect Francine properly. Cut Candido and the Undead Bulldozer are going to show with the tag champs what the new triple threat is all about, so they can't protect Francine. So he's hired some muscle. And returning to Extreme Championship Wrestling is Awesome Mike Awesome. Last seen in 1994 in Extreme Retro Review number 57.
You're welcome, and I don't remember that.
Shout out to 1994. Hot stuff. You get better.
Yes, you do, my brother.
He comes out to Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses. He's bigger, stronger, faster than you, and he's also in a rude mood. It then goes into a Perfect Strangers vignette of the franchise's 1996. It goes to Cut Candido's return and the bulldozer's devastation of Putz, Anthony, and most recently, the living legend Terry Funk. HW, your thoughts of the entire segment?
Oh, man. But fucking glorious. I don't get the point of the mask. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know he said, and so, you know, said Shane don't shit himself and blah, 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 but bringing in Rick Rude with a mask is kind of stupid to me and shit, but outside of that, it's been a great angle so far.
All right, so let me go ahead and put some fun foods factoids on your cranium. I was trying to find something with F. Rick Rude came into WCW on a mask in Halloween Havoc 1991. So he came in under a mask as the WCW Phantom. Shortly thereafter, kicked off the Dangerous Alliance stable and angle with Paul Heyman. Moving on. We have Terry Funk with a promo reflecting on his last match. He puts over the heart of Tommy Dreamer and mentions that he just wants to please the fans. No homo. Tommy Dreamer is full of dreams, and that reminds him of a man from a long, long time ago. His father, Dory Funk Sr. In 1973, in the age of his 50s.
Bullshit. It was at least 4,000 years old. Easy.
Dory Funk Sr. had a dream to be the world's champion, but it never happened because he had a heart attack in the ring and he died tragically wrestling. The Lord had a reason to take him, and it'll be the saddest day of his life for the rest of Terry Funk's life. So what about now? He has a dream of being the world champion. He knows that if he gets in the ring with the champ, he can beat him.
Psh, nigga, please.
So for the hardcore fans, for the old farts who have one foot in the grave, and for his dead daddy, he has a dream of being the world champion.
Fuck you and your dreams.
He's not guaranteeing victory, but if he gets a chance and does win, he's not going to celebrate in the ring alone. He's going to invite every fan into the ring and celebrate with him. He's going to want everyone to raise their hands in the air and yell that we did it our way. Our way. Not like WWF, WCW, AAA, New Japan Pro Wrestling, All Japan Pro Wrestling, FMW, UFC. What is our way? The ECW way. The only way, most dangerous physical style, because we love it that way. HW, your thoughts of the promo?
I thought it was a complete crock of shit. And I thought it was a waste of television time. And I applaud Terry Funk for trying to manipulate America and build sympathy and shit, trying to build sympathy, bringing up his dead daddy and shit, having a heart attack on the way to the ring and shit.
Hospital.
On the way to the hospital and shit. Made me think of a friend of mine that I lost from a heart attack and shit. So he almost had me and shit, you know what I'm saying? For all I know, Terry Funk was behind it and shit, you know what I'm saying? I don't have, it's all, see, how deep does this go and shit?
From ECW Home Video, we have the Terry Funk Classics Edition to include the night the line was crossed with Terry Funk, Sabu, and Shane Douglas had the epic 1 hour Broadway 3-way dance, recounted by us in Extreme Retro Review number 49.
You're welcome.
At Return of the Funker,
Oh, God.
we had Terry Funk coming out of a box, also known as the Funk in a Box incident, recounted by us, Extreme Retro Review number 111.
You're welcome.
We have the first one-on-one matchup between Terry Funk and Cactus Jack at Hostile City Showdown 1995, recounted by us in Extreme Retro Review number 120.
Right now, you are the Toby to my Michael Scott. You're welcome.
We have the Dream Partner Tag Team match at the third November to Remember 1995, recounted by us, Extreme Retro Review number 159.
Why do you have to be this way?
With Putz and Funk versus Raven and Cactus Jack. And also this week on the Hardcore Hotline, international high flyers are set to debut in Extreme Championship Wrestling. The Monday Night Wars are about to take a whole new turn. Stevie Richards has an interview clarifying his relationship with Raven. Pause. And Request TV with a statement about Extreme Championship Wrestling on pay-per-view. And find out why this Saturday night will be Extreme Championship Wrestling's greatest night ever. All for $1.99 per minute. Fuck that shit. We have a Raven t-shirt spot. We have a BWO t-shirt spot. We have a Taz and an ECW Hazardous Not For Your Health, Not For Everyone, Hardcore Cave, and Sandman t-shirt spot. Moving on. From ECW Home Video, we have November to Remember 1996, recounted by us in Extreme Retro Review number 231.
You're welcome.
Back with Joey at the Nest, throwing it to Taz at his dojo rather than the ring. Dimly lit, orange tinted room. Taz is in his ring with a hoodie on. In early December 1996, he had shoulder surgery. Fucked up a bunch of shit, but he got it fixed. But it was an old injury. The funny thing is, he's been fucking up the ECW at like 80%.
Come on, somebody.
Now, at 110%, what's the path of rage gonna look like now?
Ooh-wee.
Sabu, what do you think the beating is going to look like now? You putting Rob Van Dam in my way ain't gonna stop me, because he's a wannabe. A long-haired Taekwondo punk bitch who could not stand up to me.
Oh, shit.
I thought we was going to have a classic match, Rob Van Dam, the grappler versus the striker. But Rob Van Dam had to use a weapon.
Cheating and shit.
This nigga looks at his hands. These are my weapons. Sandman has to use a stick in his matches. These are my sticks. Putz has to use a garbage can to fight his battles. These are my garbage cans. And even that 169-year-old legend, that old fossil, has to use a shovel in his matches. He should go dig a hole. He should be dead. The rigor mortis is setting in as an old, washed-up punk freak is Terry Funk. These are my shovels. Hey, Rob, I'm gonna beat you at your old game. We're gonna play with weapons. Sabu, I'm not done with you. It's only that far away. I swear on everything. Sabu. Get out of my dojo!
Oh, man.
Promo of the year. See you at the Sully's. HW, your thoughts.
Man, I just want to say one more time the part where he said about Terry Funk that he needs a shovel, he should be dead, he should dig a hole for himself. The rigor mortis is setting in. He's an old, washed up punk freak. Quote, end quote. See you at the goddamn Sully's.
From ECW Home Video, we have a spot for November to Remember 1996, recounted by us in Extreme Retro Review number 231.
You're welcome.
We have Raven with a promo. Stevie has his own cult now. You have your own movement. He took a man's wife.
Gross.
Or ex-wife, thank God. Took his son and took his sanity. What would you do just for kicks, Stevie Richards? So before you fly solo, just remember that nobody gets out alive. Yo, take it a promo.
Man, what do you say to somebody who take niggas' family and shit for fun and shit? Like, oh shit, you know what? Just for a good time, I'm just gonna take this nigga whole family and kid and shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit.
Brainwash the little nigga and shit.
I don't know how
Put the bitch on heroin and shit.
you know what I'm saying? I don't know how this Blue World Order shit gonna play out and shit. Bless you. Especially with Stevie and shit, but I can't wait to see it and shit. Especially since Stevie is finally rising up and shit, and I guess he's done being this nigga's flunky and shit.
Back with Joey at the desk, recapping Stevie Richards and putting him over. He also shows the finish of Stevie versus Lil Guido. They cut to a crowd shot of fans chanting ECW up a staircase and shit, and tying it to Stevie's fandom and Raven's impending jealousy. It segues to a match with Raven versus Sandman with the stipulations, and Bulldozer versus Anthony. On the Tape Trader Show, we got a quick commercial for the Psychic Friends Network, then goes back to Joey throwing it to Raven versus Hack. If Raven loses, he loses his hair and the title. If Sandman wins, he keeps the title as new ECW champion. We got Raven with Peaches looking supremely grotesque. New year, old you.
Itchy arm on deck.
Versus Sandman. Peaches is awful.
And then she has a flannel on too.
She might be on heroin. Hat comes through the crowd, belt around his waist, looking right. Raven sneaks up on him on the aisle, jumps off the heat. I mean, you know, Raven ain't never really lost his hair in ECW. Nigga don't lose his hair to TNA like 03, 04-ish time frame. Spoiler alert. It's like 14 minutes left on the Tape Trader Show, and we got another match. All this shit is gaga. Brutal Gaga. But Gaga nonetheless. Sandman come back with the DDT on the chair. Peaches saves but gets stripped to reveal a BWO t-shirt underneath her flannel shirt.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Thank God for the BWO. Because if I'd have saw her hideousness underneath that shirt with the flannel reveal, I would have yacked up some shit.
Where's the elixir to the Medusa syndrome at again?
I drank it all.
Yeah.
Back in Greece.
Yeah.
Island of Crete.
Yeah.
Gotta fight the Minotaur and the Hecatoncheires.
Oh, shit. I don't know what the Hecatoncheires is and shit.
Do your Googles. BWO hit the ring. Check out this clusterfuck. Convoluted ass mess. Raven drops the cane, hits Stevie with his fist. Stevie jumps the gun, then Stevie kicks Raven, who boinks in the hack, then back into each other. Mullinoak counts the pin.
Oh, man.
Negative. Peaches gives back the belt. Raven powders. Joey tries to spin this BS like Stevie was in on it. Please, make this make sense.
I thought it was a hell of a stretch to try to get the belt, keep the belt on Raven, and I don't know if the whole thing just seemed goofy to me anyway and shit. A world championship match, the nigga keep the belt and Raven get a haircut if he lose and shit. So I kind of knew Raven was gonna win since I'd never seen him go bald before and shit. So yeah, it was a lot of just like you said, Gaga, them just fighting all over the ring and fucking each other up and shit, and a way to placate somebody and not Raven look too soft and shit, but get the belt back on him, get Stevie over a little bit, get him involved in the shit, stretch that shit out and shit. So
these niggas had the audacity to do an extreme replay of that fucking finish. Just highlighting how convoluted that shit was. Completely awful. We have a BWO t-shirt spot, a Raven t-shirt spot, a ECW Surgeons General Hazardous to Your Health t-shirt spot, an ECFNW t-shirt spot, and rounding that shit out, Sandman t-shirt spot. Moving on. Extreme Warfare Volume 2 from ECW Home Video, recounted by us. Extreme Retro Review number 243.
You're welcome.
We come back with more t-shirts of Taz, the Hardcore Cafe t-shirt spot, a catalog shield, a House of Hardcore shield, and the Sabu signature t-shirt spot. Who the fuck cares? Move on. Back with Joey at the Nest, throwing it to the main event.
Oh, Burger.
Which is the Undead Bulldozer and Real American Badass Brian Lee versus Anthony. Quick shine, nut shot cutoff, primetime slam no sold, second one, and the comeback is on by Anthony. Triple threat for the run in, Fat Gary makes the save. Putts bringing up the rear, he gets beat up. Faces get Francine up, franchise with the chain to Gary's neck. He screams, my neck, my neck, my neck. He's done. Anthony stands over Fat Gary as the triple threat take turns beating up Anthony. Heels leave. The masked man comes out and he talks shit. He wants Francine and he'll let Shane go if he trades her off. Shane whispers some shit to Francine. She goes to the masked man. The tape trader then cuts off. So I go to the WWE Network.
Come on, somebody.
Awesome Mike Awesome hits the ring. He gets the rude awakening. Dead. Triple threat panic and cower as the masked man swivels his hips. I said, like Shakira, because his hips don't lie. HW, your thoughts on the main event?
Well, big giant pause at the end of that last thing you just said. So this is when I realized that this was Mike Awesome. Plus, he had Mike Awesome on his tights and shit. So it's like, okay.
Just look at this nigga ass and shit.
Well, it was right there. What you know what I'm saying? What the
No homo, man.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Pause and shit. I knew whoever the bodyguard was gonna be for Shay was gonna be the nigga to get his ass whooped and shit off top. Anyway, thankfully it's by Rick Rude and not by Anthony. And by the way, this nigga was talking about he hurt his neck again and shit. So Anthony had to take a beat down for Gary and shit because, you know, said Gary fucked his neck up again and shit. Got out the halo too soon.
This nigga is a complete liability anywhere in the ECW arena. If this nigga's wrestling, he's a liability. If this nigga is a manager, he's a liability. If this nigga's a fan, he's a liability. If this nigga sells popcorn, he's a liability. There's no way he should be anywhere on Swanson and Rittner at this point. This nigga should be selling cars.
They need a personality to sell cars and shit.
Overall, the matches were meh. The promos were awesome. I call this shit Promo Mania 1997. And as we proceed to give you what you need in a few days, get in the positron. We might have to detail that shit because it's probably as fucked up as Rick and Morty's spaceship and shit. Strap yourself in. Lean back. Get you a blunt or a libation of your choice. Because the Extreme Retro Review crosses the line again. Extreme Retro Review number 249. February 1st, 1997. But until then, always know life is a work, so make sure you get paid for it. We out. Peace.
Peace.